Hello folks, welcome to this little video. My name is Claire, the new design I'm Glossy, and today I am releasing a new pattern. Yay! It's called the Cairn shawl and I'm super excited about it, and I thought for a change, instead of just sending a post on Instagram or just in my newsletter, that I would record a little video to show you a little bit of behind the scenes and how the design came to light and where the inspiration came from, and a little bit of the technical stuff that I share a bit on Instagram, but not really from start to finish in one whole section. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Cairn. Cairn is a triangle shawl and it's built up of lots of lovely panels. Alternates between this squishy garter stitch and this beautiful, very tactile panel which is stockinette with little tiny bubbles running all down the front in a contrasting colour, which I think looks a little bit like embroidery, which I really like, and it's really tactile, and I just love it because you get to do the really relaxing garter stitch, and then just before it gets too boring, then you can swoop in and do a panel of the textured stuff. I created this design as part of the Fibre Company Yarn Support Programme. If you haven't heard of that before, it's basically a programme that the Fibre Company run, where they send out at different times during the year, just like a little submission call, and they'll attach mood boards and say the kind of designs that they're possibly looking for and which yarns they'd like you to use. The inspiration for Cairn came directly from one of their mood boards. One of the mood boards was just full of really bold, colourful images, lots of lines and geometric shapes and contrasting colours, and it just really spoke to me. So that's where Cairn came from. When I'm designing a new pattern, the first thing I'll start to do is do a little bit of sketching and looking at different images online or through the books I've got, and different stitch patterns and ideas. The little bobble stitch that I used in it was actually a stitch that I've been playing around with for ages and can never get quite right for a pattern. I tried it in a few different things and it just didn't quite fit with those, so I kept putting it to one side and thinking one day it'll fit into something. And then it did. I knew straight away it was a perfect stitch for what I wanted for the shawl. So then I started swatching and putting together my submission. So when it comes to putting together submissions, basically everyone will do it differently. The way I approach it is I want to make it as clear as possible that what is in my head translates to the person that is going to be approving your design. You want your aesthetic to fit in with what they're looking for, so I want to be as clear as possible. So I normally do a little construction breakdown, which is great for them and it's good for you as well as the designer, because what you don't want to do is pitch an idea to someone and then not be able to deliver on it. You want to be able to really think clearly and step by step make sure you've got it in your head what it is you need to do to make that come to light, because there'd be nothing worse than pitch an idea, haven't accepted, and then it comes to making a sample and you're like, yeesh, this doesn't work. So that's where I normally start, with a full construction breakdown of exactly how I'm going to knit it, and then I'll do the swatch and again try and translate what's in my head down onto the paper. I also like to try and use a yarn that's as close to possible, unless I've got the yarn that I want to use in my stash for some reason, but if not, try and get one with as close a fibre content as possible. And for this I knew I wanted to use Cumbria. The colours are just amazing, and I've been desperate to design a pattern in Cumbria for the longest time. Cumbria is also really close to where I grew up, so the name definitely holds a little bit of sentimentality for me. I'm from the northwest of England, so I spent a lot of time growing up in the Lake District in Cumbria, being made to go hiking, and I love that all the names of Cumbria are based on places in the Lake District. So yeah, it just everything about that yarn is just perfect. So I ended up going with Nuttall for the main colour. I had originally wanted Buttermere, yellow, shocker, but they asked me to go with my second choice, which was the Nuttall, and I'm so glad they did, because especially for the time of year of release, because it is an autumn pattern. It reminds me so much of the bracken in autumn when it turns this gorgeous rusty orange colour, and oh, it's just gorgeous. By the way, I am talking about kicking off my autumn winter designs, and as I'm filming this it's 27 degrees, so if I seem hot it's because I really am. It's roasting. But anyway, I get off track. So once I heard that my design had been accepted, I got sent all the gorgeous squishy wool, and I could get designing, then properly get writing the pattern, which is what I do next. I swatch to get my gauge and start working. Once the pattern and the sample have been made, I sent it out to my test knitters to get working on, and they've made some lovely projects. It's so nice seeing people knitting up your patterns. It never gets old, even when it's in the test knit process, and everyone's so great. And just little things that you missed in the pattern. There's always something in the pattern, even if it's just, you know, a spelling. You can be as thorough as possible, but when you've sat staring at it for that amount of time and writing it out and working out the maths, you get pattern blind. I think you can't see certain things that are wrong. Once the testing's at an end, I get it all edited and laid out and photographed, and then it's good to go, and then you get to release date, and it's super scary and super exciting all at the same time. And you know, you just hope that you've created a pattern that is as good as it possibly can be before it goes out into the world. Because at the end of the day, if someone's taking the time and, like I say, spending the money on a project that you created, you want to make sure that there won't be any problems and they're going to end up with something that they absolutely love. So that's the goal anyway, and that's what I hope to achieve. So we will see.